A story time / transparent moment. Between 15 and 17, most fun and the worst time of my life. I met my mom's boyfriend for the first time, but it wasn't an introduction like, hey, how you doing? I was sitting in my room. I believe I probably was hard-headed at that age. Wasn't listening to my mom. I was introduced to this guy by this grown man coming in my room, grabbing me and throwing me up against the wall saying, oh, you think you tough? And I'm saying to myself, who are you? After I found out who he was, I also found out we were moving in with this person. Now again, I was young and hard-headed. I remember one of the punishments was he made me do push-ups so I couldn't do any more push-ups. My mom's had to take me to the doctor because my arms had swollen. My arms were stuck. Couldn't unfold my arms. The muscles had contracted so much. So after dealing with some of that mental abuse and the words saying you're not gonna be nothing, you're standing over me, hitting me with a belt while I'm doing push-ups, it was time to move out. What was so crazy was some of the friends that I actually hung out with were real live killers. And I remember one of my street mentors said, you want me to kill him? He said, cause I'll do it for you. He said, but I want you to think about what will your mama say if this happened. I said, nah, you know what, I ain't even gonna worry about it. After that, I remember walking down the street one day and getting robbed. Guy was walking toward me, I was walking toward him. As soon as he got close to me, ripped out something, was like, empty your pockets. When I got robbed that day, all of the things that was in my head from the past, I was like, it's on. I became a stick-up kid. I became heartless. I became raw, scary to many. I became Kilo. My boy Cut had lost his mom. We did the old school thing where we actually cut our fingers and became blood brothers. Here I was, moved out, 16 years old on my own. And then my boy Cut just lost his mom, so he's on his own. So at this time, all we got is each other. I remember robbing a loan shark that worked with the mob one time. Cut had borrowed some small money, and Cut was supposed to pay it back, but he didn't pay it back. So he wound up moving, and the mob guy kept finding where he lived. This one particular time, we were so heavy in the streets, we had now acquired a bunch of guns. So when he showed up to Cut's house, he actually walked inside. We had a Tech-9, a MAC-10, and a shotgun. And he was like, whoa, what's happening? Thought we was peoples. And Cut was like, look, I ain't got it. Make a long story short, Cut bought this black and gold Bonneville. And he bought it off my family, Latif, who was also my street mentor. Black and gold Bonneville was known throughout Newark as being the stick-up car. We would sleep in the daytime, and as soon as the sun would go down, we would actually come outside and we just hit spots going all across town. It was like a routine and it was fun. We get chased by the police every now and then. We would drink every day. I have a hernia now in my stomach from drinking. We drunk so much. And we used to have this challenge where I used to drink MD 2020. I used to drink a fifth and turn it up one time. I was known for that. Take it to the head. And once we got drunk, very dangerous. We began to be known as these very young, dangerous guys in North. So one day we on Renner and Bergen Street. We coming to see this dude. He was a drug dealer and we was talking about what we was gonna do next. He set us up. As soon as we got there and stepped out on the corner, the police pulled up, undercover cars. There was a gun, it was something else was in the car. So they locked 3 of us up. It's me, 14K, and Cut. They take us up to Caldwell Prison. We're 17 years old, we skinny, and now we're in the prison with the big boys. It's kind of like the county holds you there and then they ship you off somewhere else. So before we got to the prison, my boy 14K, his mom bailed him out before he even got there. As soon as he got there, it was like, take him back. The next day, Cut got bailed out. He had money stashed at home. I sat there in that prison for 8 days. Mom didn't have the money at the time. I didn't have the money. We was dumb and ignorant with money, so we just spent it. So I was told that my mom called her sisters and aunts came together and pitched in money for me to get out. But what happened in those 8 days changed my entire life. I was in this modular, I guess it was like a trailer, and it was like 12 people to a mod. So one day, one of the guys' mother, it was her birthday or something. He asked everybody on the tier, yo, anybody draw in here? I need to try to make a card. So I drew this card and I put a rose and happy birthday and all that, love you, all that. His mom was excited when she saw the card. She was like, I love it, I love it. She was so excited that when he came back to the tier, he was like, man, my mom loved this card. Man, you got talent, you could draw. And one of the nights, some of the older guys, there was only 2 of us that was young. So the older guys started singing all them old songs. My dad was one of those super singer cats. So he gave me a little voice. So when they started singing, I'm rocking with them. Magic when you came. Then another day we in there rapping and we talking and 3 guys felt the need to have an intervention. So they sit me at the little table. They go, yo, you got talent, bro. It was like a lot of cats up in here, bro. He about to go do 20 years. He got to do 10. And they said, yo, you young. You got a lot of talent. It's a lot of opportunity for you out there. It was like, look, forget all the people that you was rocking with because guess what? They not getting you out. You right here with us. You can't even make a $1,000 bail. Get out there, use your talent, change your life. So I thought about that thing long and hard. When I came home, I said, you know what? I'm gonna dedicate myself to my talent. I'm gonna really go for it. And of course, as soon as I got home, I went to live with my aunt and I stayed in her basement. And that whole time I was in that basement, I was just writing songs, just writing. right? So one day my boy Latif came over. He's like, what you doing, yo? And I was like, just writing raps. And he was like, look, here go $1,100. Make it work. I was super broke. I called my boy Vader like, look, Latif gave me $1,100. Then he asked one of his boys and gave him some money. We started with like 2 G's. We did t-shirts, we did the scarves, and we did a little cassette. It was called Joint Yo and Headway. I can't go nowhere without my joint, yo. Y'all can YouTube them songs right now. And because we were deep in the streets anyway, everybody that was somebody in our hood, they rocked our scarves. They had it on the mirrors in their cars. It was everywhere. I remember when I first met Lauryn Hill, she said, I thought you was a clothing designer. She didn't even know we was a rap group because the clothes were everywhere. So I say this story for every brother in the hood. Whether you're young or you old, it's never too late. Chase your dream. You can always change. Don't never listen to what people tell you. You are what you're gonna be because they're not God. Nobody can tell you what future you have. Only God knows this. If God gives you free will, then you have choice. Then you have the will to make any choice you choose. So make the best choices so that you can live the best life you possibly can. Follow your dreams, and of course, dreams definitely come true. This message is for those that don't see a way out. But just be happy man doesn't have the last say so. Creator does. Peace.